What's good, DE? I'm Aiden Reyes. I'm part of the Desert Edge Wrestling team, and please stand for the Pledge of Allegiance. Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Please stay standing for a moment of silence. Thank you. DETV starts now.
Hello and welcome to DETV.
Today is Friday, March 5th, 2021.
I'm Von Upbridge.
And I'm Anyanka Carlson.
On today's show, in our World News segment, we'll catch you up on what's going on in the real world.
And as always, we have the latest DE sports scores.
But first, let's get to today's announcements. Junior class is hosting a Chipotle night as a fundraiser event for this year's prom. Fill up on delicious burritos and tacos while doing your part to help out DE Stugo. The event takes place on Saturday, March 6th from 5 to 9 p.m. at Litchford Road location. Coming up after the break, as Desert Edge students prepare to return to in-person learning, we take a look at students' opinions regarding the return.
And a little bit later in the show, we will look back at what happened today in history.
Plus, we get an update on all of DE sports.
Don't go anywhere, DE.
Women's History Month is a legally declared international celebration honoring the contributions of women to history, culture, and society. Since 1987, it has been observed annually in March in the United States. Starting in 1995, each president has issued annual proclamations and yearly themes for this special month. The theme for Women's History Month in 2021 captures the spirit of these challenging times. March 8th shall be the day dedicated to honoring the achievements of women throughout history and all across the globe. To celebrate women from different backgrounds and cultures, for all to band together and fight for gender parity and women's rights.
Welcome back.
As we all know, due to the executive order signed by Doug Ducey on Wednesday, Arizona schools are opening back up after spring break.
But how does that have Desert Edge students feeling? Here's more.
We are nearing the 1-year anniversary of Desert Edge students moving to a complete online schedule. However, there is once again talk of us going back to classroom learning. Students are clear about what they will miss.
The thing I'll miss from online school is waking up right at 8:05 and not waking up at 7 to get ready.
Waking up and then getting on the computer under 5 seconds.
Students also share the same hopes and fears that come with the classroom.
I would love to see less crowded hallways to prevent COVID from spreading throughout the school.
What I would like to see happen is people seeing their friends again, because some people don't even see their friends. Some people don't even get out of the house. That's what I like to see happen. People happy to leave the house.
I am most concerned about people not using the proper social distancing or wearing the mask.
Students, however, do not agree about whether staying online or going to the classroom is the better option.
I think it's best to stay online, just in case.
I think it's healthy for people to get out of the house more, so I think it's better to go in person.
I'm in between that because online all I have to do is just brush my teeth and now I'm ready. In person, I get to see my friends, so that's the only thing that I like about going to school, is see my friends, and I'll get more help in person than online.
Whether you stay online or come back to the class, there is no general right answer. Whichever you pick, keep up your hard work and give that last push to get yourself through the rest of the year. I'm Noah Maxuga from DETV, signing out.
Though students will be returning after spring break, the DE sports teams have been meeting on campus for a while now. Let's turn our attention now to the world of DE sports.
Thanks, Vaughn. Let's get started with some girls basketball action. On Monday, the girls hosted Prescott Badger. A poor offense performance resulted in an 18-23 loss for the freshman-sophomore team. Samantha Homeniuk led the team with 12 points. The varsity team defeated Prescott 45-31, which moved the team to number 13 in the AIA ranking. On Tuesday, the team faced off against Cactus. The freshman-sophomore team lost 40-24. The varsity team had better luck and defeated the Cobras 59-31. Varsity recap versus Cactus 63-54. The boys met up with the regional opponent, Cactus High School, as they celebrated our seniors, and it was the seniors who led the way with the Scorpions, with Shay Kane and Mariette Cox recording 15 points each. Jacob Clapper added 8 points, and Adrian Wendlos pitched 7 points. The Scorpions won 63-54, pushing the team to 8-1 and the regional with 1 game remaining. On Monday, the JV team had their final home game against Cactus, beating Cactus 58-44. The freshmen also beat Cactus with the final score of 59-33. Brendan Trujillo was the game-leading scorer with 21 points. The varsity Scorpions continued rolling Wednesday night as they defeated crosstown district rival Verado with the final score of 78-53. The JV team also beat the Vipers with the score of 62-39. Wrestling had their last meet of the season, but the mental stage on the overall sense of not taking the matches seriously hampered with the team's ability to perform. Only one match was victory. With the regular season now over, the team prepares for the girls' sectionals in state this weekend and upcoming sectionals for next weekend. That's all from me. Back to you.
Thanks for that, Robert. Now let's turn our attention to Jacob with the latest news of Arizona, the nation, and the world.
St. Patrick's Day is coming up this month, so the CDC wants to again urge people to avoid party gatherings. The agency reminds us that gatherings increase the risk of getting and spreading COVID-19. The CDC writes, the safest way to celebrate St. Patrick's Day this year is to gather virtually with people who live with you, or outside and at least 6 feet apart from others. Traveling can also increase the risk of spreading the virus, and masks are an important tool to mitigate coronavirus spread. The Centers for Disease Control and Prevention is set to put out a new guidance for people who have been fully vaccinated against the coronavirus. A CDC official says the agency will release that guidance once it is finalized later this week. The guidance will reportedly include a recommendation that people who have been vaccinated limit social interactions to small home gatherings. Those gatherings should include only others who have been fully vaccinated. Additionally, there will be a recommendation that people keep wearing masks in public and social distancing once fully vaccinated. There will also be guidance for what to consider when planning travel. SpaceX is sending another 60 Starlink satellites into orbit. A Falcon 9 first-stage rocket booster supported the blastoff from Florida's Kennedy Space Center early Thursday morning. After separation, the booster is set to land on a drone ship in the Atlantic Ocean so SpaceX can use it again. That process failed during a previous launch in February. Starlink satellites are used to provide broadband internet to remote locations. That's all for World News. Now back to you.
Thanks for updating us on the latest going on in the world, Jacob.
Now let's move from the news of the present to the news of the past with Amaya in today's installment of Today in History.
Today, Amaya looks at how hula hoops were brought into the market. Amaya?
Thanks guys, I'm Amaya Valverde, and this is Today in History. On this day in 1963, the hula hoop, a hip swiveling toy that became a huge fad across America when it was first marketed by Wham-O in 1958, was licensed by the company's co-founder, Arthur Spud Mallon. An estimated 25 million hula hoops were sold in its first 4 months of production alone. Mallon and Nerve were inspired to develop the hula hoop after they saw a wooden hoop that Australian children twirled around their waist during gym class. Whammo began producing a plastic version of the hoop, dubbed hula, after the hip revolving Hawaiian dance of the same name, demonstrating it on Southern California playgrounds. Hula hoop mania took off from there. Who would have ever thought that some activity in gym class would lead to something big? That's all for me, back to you.
Later in the show, we get up to date on what's going on in the world of Google Meets life.
All this and more after this short break.
The spread of COVID-19.
You should wear a mask when you are out in public or anytime you are around someone who does not live in your household. Or if you are sick and interacting with others at home and when you are caring for someone sick at home. It takes all of us to slow the spread and protect our community.
We at DETV do interviews all the time.
But sometimes it's fun to mix things up.
Today on Google Meets Life, DE students give an interview to their furry friends.
Alright, does everyone have their interviews done? These are going to air tomorrow.
I got mine done, however, I wasn't exactly sure what you wanted for this interview.
I sent you all an email with included directions. Were they not clear?
No. You said everyone in picture we lost are being interviewed.
Shoot, that was for the other group. Why didn't you guys tell me? I want you all to interview teachers about why the rooms are still so cold even though it's winter.
We tried to get into contact with you, but...
You know, it doesn't matter. What did you guys even come up with anyway?
Sent to bring our pets.
Your pets?
Yes.
Very well then. Let's see what you got. Noah, you're up first.
And here we have my pet, Leia. I'll be asking you a couple questions, okay? First of all, what's your favorite color? Okay. What's your opinion on everyday meals? Do you enjoy them? Well, there you have it. Thank you for your time.
What was that?
An interview.
Not really. That was just your dog barking loudly at the camera with a bunch of subtitles over it. Grace, what do you have?
Greetings, Penelope. I'd like to ask you some few questions. First of all, is it hard being a dog? And does it suck not being a human? Finally, what is your favorite food? Alright, thank you for your time, Penelope.
That's even worse. At least Noah's pet made some sort of noise. Yours just looked at the camera.
Penelope is very shy. Let her be.
She's a dog! She's not shy. Fine. Alex, do you have something better?
Nothing.
Why do you have nothing done?
I don't have a pet.
You don't?
I don't. See, I would have interviewed someone, but the email said that we had to interview our pets, so I didn't pitch in.
How do you plan on getting credit for this assignment?
I could interview a plan. They seem to have a lot to say.
No, they don't. Edgar, do you have something?
I have a pet, but they didn't want to cooperate, so I did an alternative.
Alternative? Like what exactly?
Did he interview a plant?
I'll just show you.
Since my pet isn't being happy with us today, here's Mr. Egg. Mr. Egg, may I ask, how do you live in such a tiny box with all those eggs? And finally, what do you think of our economy, Mr. Egg? Well, there you have it. Thank you, Mr. Egg.
Okay, Bao, do you have something that we can use?
Yes, I do.
Please show it.
My name is Bao. I'm here interviewing my pet, Rocky. First of all, what do you think about me and others staying home all day?
Well, it's quite crowded and not as quiet as I like. However, that means I get to spend more time with my owner.
And finally, if you could be any other animal, what would it be and why?
I would like to be a fish so I can swim all day.
Thank you so much for your time. Bao out.
Alright, you see that everyone? That's an appropriate interview. I'll tell Mr. H about this and hopefully we can scrap together something and get a good grade. Note to self, delete that picture as soon as possible.
That does it for today.
Remember, you can send us requests, suggestions, story ideas, and announcements to detv2012@gmail.com.
Until next time, I'm Von Hoprich.
And I'm Anyaga Carlson. Have a great break, Scorpions.